Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mitchell back here on my YouTube channel. It's good to see you guys again after a while. It's good to be back. I know it's been a couple of weeks, but obviously, as everybody knows, December is a busy month. Holidays, getting through the end of the year, everything else. But yeah, I'm going to do it better late than ever. But the Capital One Bowl Mania, I'm in it this year for one of my family friends' dads that runs the pool, and he works at a school and whatever. So I'm in that right now, and I'm currently 5-4. I'm 69.1%. There's been a lot of upsets so far. So, yep, it's not gonna be chronologically necessary, but I'm gonna go through the games and how many confidence points I have for each team that I have winning here. So, yep, I'll just go from highest to lowest. So first, for the winner of the national championship game, I have Alabama over Michigan. I have Michigan beating Georgia, but that's, as a Michigan fan, is going to be an obviously really tough game to get by Georgia. But that's what I have for the national championship game, so that's for 43 points. For 44 points, I had South Carolina State wrong because South Carolina State, who's 7-5, upset an 11-2 Jackson State. I hear Jackson State was in a really low-tier conference, so I was not really aware of that. I think 11-2 just wasn't. I think they must have had an inconsistent 11-2 season. It's just definitely conference play is what it really is, and it comes down to. So I know it's a Celebration Bowl, but that's what it comes down to for a lot of the college teams this day and age. For how many can get into the postseason in the FBS era. So next, for 42 confidence points, I have Ohio State defeating Utah, and I would love to see Utah win, even though Big Ten would be good to do good in the bowl games. As a Michigan fan, I will do whatever to see Ohio State lose, no matter what game it is. So, yep, I hope the Utes get it, but I think Ohio State will win that one. So, high confidence points on that one. Next, we have Clemson over Iowa State for 41 confidence points. Clemson's number 19th in the nation. They are 19-3. They're still in the top 25. They're still in a decent enough bowl game, I would say. So, yep, I would say I would take Clemson there. Next, we have Wake Forest against Texas A&M. I will take Texas A&M for the time being. I have 40 confidence points on them so far, but that could easily change here. We have Maryland and Virginia Tech next. This is the new era Pinstripe Bowl. I will go with Maryland. I will go with Virginia Tech for the time being. That one's definitely a toss-up. They both barely got into bowl games, and that's a big bowl game for them to get into, honestly, for sure. And then the bowl game that the Badgers are in at Sun Devil Stadium in Arizona. No, the Las Vegas Bowl, excuse me. I have the Badgers beating Arizona State. I think the Badgers are they're gonna definitely have enough to beat them, and they're gonna want to recover pretty well from that Minnesota loss, and Minnesota upset them that last game of the season, which totally took Wisconsin out of the picture to make the Big Ten championship game. So UTEP over Fresno State. I took UTEP instead of Fresno State. I took Fresno State there for 37 points. And for 36 points, I took the Louisiana Monroe Raging Cajuns. I took them over Marshall. I knew that obviously happened. So, yep, they won that one. And then for the Tennessee Purdue game, that's the Music City Bowl. I will take Tennessee so far. I think that's definitely a toss-up. I think Tennessee at their home state. I hope they win that one for the home state. I went to the Music City Bowl in 2016, Tennessee and Nebraska. Very good game. Nebraska beat them by quite a bit, but just college football atmosphere, everything else. So, yeah, I hope Tennessee will win this one. Just in all honesty, there. So I have Tennessee winning for 30 confidence points there. Next we have Alabama and Cincinnati in college football playoffs semifinal number 1. As much as I would love to see Cincinnati beat Alabama, not going to happen. They are 90% picked by the entire nation, and Cincinnati is only picked 10% by the nation. I can't really risk not taking Alabama, so I will take Alabama for 34 confidence points. For the incorrect one, I had BYU over UAB. UAB pulled out the upset Saturday afternoon to BYU. Mississippi State against Texas A&M. I went with Mississippi State for 32 confidence points. The matchup of North Carolina, South Carolina, I will go with North Carolina. I think they're a little bit more consistent so far than South Carolina. That's what I'm going with there. And then SMU and Virginia, I will go with SMU. and Virginia was 6-6. I gotta go with the 8-win team over Virginia, just barely getting in. Next, Minnesota and West Virginia. I thought Minnesota for sure getting like the Outback Bowl after that win, or the Citrus Bowl, but they do have 4 losses. That's the one thing that they did have 4 losses. They could have beat Ohio State. They didn't. They had a couple close ones, but they didn't pull it out. So that meant they still didn't make a New Year's Bowl even after beating the Badgers. But yeah, back to that. Minnesota is going to have enough to beat West Virginia, definitely. For right now, I have a big upset Thursday night in the Auto Nation, in the Kier Bowl, whatever the sponsor is anymore. Let's see here. Let's see in a minute here. The Gasparilla Bowl, actually. It's the in-state battle of UCF and Florida. I will go with an upset here. I'll go with UCF. Florida fired head coach Dan Mullins this year. They've had one of their worst seasons in years. And them and Florida State competed for a bowl spot Thanksgiving weekend, the last weekend of the season. So they barely got in. 42% picks UCF so far, and 58% picks Florida. But I'm going to go with a slight upset. I think UCF will win it at practically their home stadium, with the game being played in Orlando here. So that should be a decent smaller type of game to watch there. UCLA, North Carolina State. This is the Holiday Bowl. I will go with NC State in a very good matchup there. UCLA is unranked, but that's a good matchup for sure. Underrated for sure. Air Force and Louisville. I gotta go with Air Force here. Louisville is down this year. They've been down for quite some time now. So I gotta go with 9-3 Air Force. Houston and Auburn. I will go with Auburn actually over Houston. I think they have a little bit more power and they have a little bit more consistency, and they could have maybe pulled it out in against Alabama to take them out of the college playoffs. So I think they're gonna kind of recover with that one, and I think they're gonna win their bowl game this year. Boston College and East Carolina. I gotta go with more of a top tier school, which is Boston College. I will go with Boston College to win at a record of 6-6. Oregon and Oklahoma. I will take Oklahoma here. It's definitely a toss-up, 14 versus 16. But I think Oklahoma has a slight more advantage with Oregon losing the Pac-12 championship game. I don't think they are even going to have enough to win their bowl game this year. Christmas Day, we have Georgia State and Ball State. I think Georgia State has a slight better advantage than Ball State, who's in the MAC. Georgia State's in more of a kind of a lighter top-tier conference, so I got to go with Georgia State here. The other upset I had wrong was Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee beat Toledo. I had Toledo over Middle Tennessee in the first bowl game on Friday, but they didn't end up winning. They were 94% picked by everybody, but Middle Tennessee, for the fortunate 6% that picked them, won. So, yep, congratulations to the people that picked them, which was an extreme upset because Toledo had far more of a chance to win based on the spreads and everything else. We have, for a Christmas Eve game, I believe it's the Hawaii Bowl. We have Memphis and Hawaii. I will go with Memphis here. Now we're on to the New Year's Day Bowl. We are on to the game between Notre Dame and Oklahoma State here. I gotta see which bowl game it is. The ESPN site doesn't necessarily say which bowl game is what, so I'm just going through which teams are playing each other. It's the Fiesta Bowl. So the Fiesta Bowl between Oklahoma State and Notre Dame. I would like to see Oklahoma State win, and I think they will. Notre Dame's been in some close games this year. They could have easily lost a lot of close games they played, but they didn't, and they made a New Year's Six Bowl out of it because of it. They just missed the college football playoff, not by much. So this is a very big bowl game for Notre Dame, and Brian Kelly is leaving after this year, so it could really impact the future a lot at Notre Dame won. But I think Oklahoma State will pull it out. They pulled it out big time against Oklahoma to win in dramatic fashion a couple of weeks ago on Thanksgiving weekend. So I gotta take them to win and pull out a slight upset in this game. In the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, I will take Miami over Washington State in a very good game here. I had Coastal Carolina correct over Northern Illinois this last Friday. Northern Illinois lost by 6, and Coastal scored that touchdown right at the end to win the game at 11-2. So Coastal, I did get that right for 17 confidence points. I gotta go with Kansas State over LSU. I think LSU is kind of down this year. This will be Coach O's last game coaching at LSU. So, yep, no more Go Tigers. Yep, that's over now. So, yep, his last game will end up with a loss because Kansas State. I know they're picked by less people than LSU, but I think they have a slight more advantage over LSU because of the down season LSU has had lately. There's a game on Thursday, North Texas and Miami, Ohio. I gotta take North Texas over Miami. I think they have a way better advantage over Miami, and they're 65% picked. As I mentioned earlier, for the college football semifinal, the Orange Bowl, the second game, I did pick Michigan a hint below when I went through the national championship line, but I think Michigan, if they keep it going against Ohio State and they blew out Iowa handily in the Big Ten championship game 48-3, I think they will have enough of an advantage if the defense keeps up what they're doing the last two games. I think they will beat Georgia and they will advance to their first national championship since 1997. So I will have my Wolverines win by 14 confidence points for the start. Next, Michigan State and Pittsburgh. I gotta go with Michigan State because I think the Big Ten has a better advantage, and Pittsburgh has their great quarterback, but I think they're gonna have a very tough time when they play Michigan State. In all honesty, Pickett, which Pickett did opt out of the bowl game actually too. So I think Michigan State has a way better advantage with that news, and he had a good ACC championship game, but he slid illegally, so that's apparently not allowed in football, and I don't blame him for leaving in a way after that happened. So yep. So we are once I get back in the link here, so just bear with me a little bit. Wednesday we have Missouri and Army. I gotta go with Army, and I think Army, even though Navy upset them, I think they're having a good enough year where they can end the season with a bowl win over an SEC opponent. Next one for 11 points that I had wrong was Appalachian State. This was a toss-up, which I did not realize. Western Kentucky was 9-5, and Appalachian was down a little bit at 10-4. So I had to go with Appalachian State because of recent memory when they've been dominating FBS schools, but top 5 schools, but they did not. It did not happen this time, where Western Kentucky honestly dominated them by 21 points. That was another big upset. The one right now, which is in progress, Old Dominion and Tulsa. Tulsa's at 6-6, and Tulsa really came close to Notre Dame in the beginning of the season this last year. That's why I think they're gonna. That's why I picked them to win, because they have stayed in close games, even in close games like in South Bend. That's impressive that they stayed in that game, and they could have beat them with a little bit more offense if they kept their offense going a little bit more. But anyway, I think they're gonna beat Old Dominion. It's 14-10 on regular ESPN currently. So I have Tulsa for 10 confidence points, with it being such a toss-up with both teams at 6 wins. We have the Sugar Bowl next between number 7 Baylor and number 8 Ole Miss in a very hype matchup so far. I have it for 9 confidence points because I think anything could happen in this one. I think Ole Miss will win, but it's going to be down to a field goal for sure. The next one I had correct was Utah State over Oregon State, 24-13. So I had Utah State correct there. Iowa and Kentucky, I will take Kentucky over Iowa. That's gonna be a good game. And Iowa played one extra game because they played Nebraska Thanksgiving weekend, and they made the Big Ten championship game as well. Kent State and Wyoming, I will take Kent State over Wyoming. I think they have a slight better advantage, even though Wyoming's picked by more people. I think Kent State has a better advantage over Wyoming here. I will take Liberty over Eastern Michigan. UTSA over San Diego State as a slight upset tomorrow. Central Michigan, where my parents went to school. I've said it many times. I think they're going to upset Boise State. I definitely hope they do at 8-4, while Boise State's 7-5. I definitely hope that they pull out an upset on New Year's Eve. So I will take Central Michigan. Come on, computer here. There you go. Western Michigan and Nevada. I will take Western Michigan as well. Gotta keep having the Michigan teams win, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. So and then the last game I have for one confident point is Penn State upsetting Arkansas. So all my 5 matchups, because the confidence points aren't that high, they're pretty much upsets, and I have Penn State beating number 21 Arkansas in this game. I hope you all enjoyed this short video on my current bowl picks, and then the ones that I had right and wrong, and we'll see you eventually for New Year's 6 picks, so just to maybe update my board and analyze it a little bit more. So hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on my next video. Bye.